And yes, it is my intentional parenting journey. And today we have the amazing, amazing Falilat. Yes, you want to listen to Falilat. Falilat is an inner circle parent. And yes, I'm proud to say that she's a masterpiece woman. Welcome here. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much, Falilat, for doing this with us. You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Mom. It's a privilege. I'm so happy to be doing this. Thank you for the opportunity, Coach. And I don't even know what to say.
It's okay. Thank you so much. So, Falilat is, when the others just come up and, somebody said, do people actually come up 8 a.m. to actually come and share their journey? I say, yeah. And it is something that I do not take for granted. Thank you to every single Yada who's taking it as a point to actually come here and share their journey. It has been amazing. So let us quickly run because I'm sure Falila has so much to say, and I'm
Wow.
so happy and excited to have her here. I've never actually really known how Falila found us and joined the inner circle. It's a story that I love to hear. I've met Falilas once, yes, but it's a story I'm gonna, love to really listen to today. Over to you, ma'am. How did you get into the inner circle?
Inner circle. So, once again, good morning, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. Well, my journey into the inner circle came by during the COVID year. During the COVID year. That was 2020. We
Mm,
all had this stay at home period. You have to be home with the children. And then, right about that time, I was going through a major life challenge and I was left alone with my children. And being at home make me realize, it's really make it dawn on me that, girl, if you don't do something about
mm,
your parenting, you really need to pay attention to these children. Not as if they
mm,
were going the other way, but then when you have this craving for wanting more from your children, wanting to connect more, that place of connection was not just there for me
mm,
and the children.
mm,
Noting the peculiarity of my family type, I have to just wake up. And our God have a way of answering prayers. I was just on the bed, I think very early in the morning after my salat. I was on the bed. The kids were still sleeping, and I was
mm,
just scrolling on Facebook, and your post just came to me. I can't remember what the post was about, but I just read through that post, and it was as if that was all I needed. I was just
mm,
like, who is this woman? Who is this woman? She's calling my name.
mm,
You were literally calling my name in that post, and that was how I went into the intentional parent academy group. I joined, and then I began to look at what is happening in the environment. And before you know it, December of the same year, I became an inner circle member. And this is I'm a fourth year yada. And yes, let me say I am a fifth year yada because I'm already inside Group 1E.
yes.
So, so you can imagine being going into a program year in, year out without being fatigued, because I know that next year I am meeting something new. The curriculum is different, well prepared to match what is happening in the society. Every now and then the curriculums are different, year in, year out. You have something that you're falling back to. Is it the early morning voice notes? The children, for a very long time, for the first 2 3 years, the children didn't know that I had something that I was falling back to. I will hear the early morning voice note and go and teach according to that. And And they'll be like, every time they are in the car, because we take the advantage of the car, the ride period. Every time they're in the car, they'll be like, "Mommy, what's today's lesson? What's today's lesson?" And I'll just start to discuss what I have heard from the voice note. I'll just start to discuss it with them, and like that, like that, like that. But believe me, they've caught me red-handed. They know that I have a coach, Wendy, that they themselves are always looking up to.
Wow.
I'm
Wow,
telling
wow, wow. You are listening to Falilat. Falilat Adeyemi-Salami. And yes,
you,
you are live on my intentional parenting journey. I like the way Falilat's name sounds. Falilat, what's the meaning of that name?
Falilat, the blessed one.
Oh, wow. That's lovely. That makes it better. The blessed one. Thank you so much for joining me, right? For this. All right. You are meeting a five-star general. I think I should start giving stars to inner circle parents have been in the inner circle, as in for that long. Five-star general Yada. It's not I just came today. I am overwhelmed. I don't know where I am. No, yadas, there are yadas and there are yadas. All right. So, yes, Manila has been in the inner circle for 5 years. The next year is going to be the 5th year. And she said
Yeah.
something very intriguing. I have been here for these whole years and it's been new, right? Everything I'm learning is like every day there is something new that I'm going to grab. So I'm already in the 2025. So I'm in a system where I know that I'm not going to get fatigued. I'm not going to get
No.
fatigued. So if you are listening and you are, I have level 1 yarders, who are saying, oh, okay, somebody said, oh, when I came in, I was wondering, why is it that people say I've been here for 5 years, I've been here for 3 years? I didn't understand it until I started. When I was done, I now knew that being here for that number of years was a thing. All right. So it is very important that you actually pay attention to this journey today, because this journey, there's something you're going to pick from it. Right. Sandy said, for a senior yada to be your friend, you get why. All right. I see you guys. Yes, he is a senior yada. All right, senior yadas, I hail you people. Dr. Aisha Motala says you have free yadas too. Dr. Aisha, I see you like I see you. You are right in my face. Dr. Aisha is an MMP woman who is a yada in waiting, and it's so exciting and interesting. I've seen Dr. Aisha here every day, and you're welcome. We look forward to having you in the yard. Alrighty, so we have Madam Falilat. Madam Falilat, I'm sure should be in the office. I know. Let me ask you this question before we move to other questions. I know that you have a very tasking job. I know that your job is. I have been in the banking system, so I understand it. So when people come, a lot of people come to us and say, "Hey, this inner circle thing, is it not just people who just don't have what they are doing that are actually here?" Okay, if you say that they are busy parents, how do they cope? So share with us. How have you been able to manage your busy career? And I also know that you run a business. How are you been able to manage all of that and still parent consistently?
Coach, I'll say my pivot for all of those things is just the TIP inner circle. I'm telling you, because just this question that you're asking, a lot of people around me ask the same question. They'll be like, you are here, you are there. How do you do these things? When do you actually do these things? But when you're in the inner circle, believe me, there's that place of rest and self-control that you come to be. It will almost look like you are in charge of everything. It will almost look like you are in charge of everything. You are here, you are there, you are here, you are there. I mean, inner circle is a pivot for me. And through inner circle, I have been able to manage, because inner circle is one program that teaches parents how to handle life very well. In
Hmm.
the time past, coach, in the time past, I'll be thinking of work-life balance. Now I think of work-family balance.
Hmm.
I think of work-family balance. How will I balance my work and my business with my family?
Hmm.
How will I balance it? I have to structure. I have to find a way around it. I have to, from the guides that have been given in the inner circle, I was able to structure my programs around, balancing my work with my family. So it's not like I am here, there, there's no anyhowness. It
Yes,
is
so
structured, arranged, you know.
awesome, awesome. So are you here? There's something that Falilat said that was so on point, and Queen Mother and Tetima said rest and self-control, yet in charge. He's only in the yard, only in the yard. You have so much going on, and yet there's so much rest. Somebody asked somebody, right? An MMP woman was we were talking yesterday, some I think on Sunday, and the person said, "This your coach. She does so much. She's just
Hmm.
everywhere. Does so much. Does this one. Does she even sleep?" And the person said to her, I said, "My coach is probably the person who sleeps the most, if I may say." And
Wow.
when he was telling me that, and I said, I'm a super sleeper. Ah, no, I'm sure people close to me understand what I mean. I'm a super sleeper, as in I sleep like I sleep. And I rest like I rest. As in, it's not so when Falilat was talking, about it, it was so clear. So you are doing a lot, but you are in control. You are in charge of your life. As in, you are so in charge of your life that you have mastered every angle. Is mastery. And you are able to understand that, it's not balance far. In the inner circle, we don't teach balance. We teach essentialism and seasons of life. I posted something
Exactly.
about seasons of life, and somebody chatted me and said, "Coach, please, can you help me? Can you help us do a master class, a course on seasons of life and essentialism?" I said, "Join the inner circle. That's where you learn it." And you are able to actually master your life. The moment you master your life, you can do 24 hours. So that's what all of us have. So if you're overwhelmed within 24 hours, there's something wrong somewhere. That overwhelm is on you. You are listening to Falilat Adeyemi-Salami. And yes, you are live on my intentional parenting journey. This is a journey where inner circle parents share what is happening in their lives. If you have not shared this video, hit that share button now. Invite your family and friends. Get them to come and listen. Parenting can be done in a different way. Parenting can be done in a way that it doesn't overwhelm you. Falilat is a business person. She's a banker. She has family. She's able to manage all that. Can still, come out with teas. Maybe that's what people say. Call it teas. Come out with, I work with a lot of young people in their 20s. So I hear all of this in my office every day. So they're able to come out with teas. So yes, and that's how it is. All right, so Falilat, you've been in the yard for 5 years, Omo, and I want you. I don't know if it's going to be very easy for you to be able to actually do that. What will be your top three webinars, and what did they do in your life? Before we start talking about the impact of the inner circle in your life intentionally, let's get to that, and then we will move from there.
Okay. Top three webinars for me. Before that, let me just say that all of the webinars are dope. All. But the top three, and the very first one is honor as a skill. Honor as a skill. Coach, that webinar, I don't know, it's oh God. Whenever you do that webinar, I listen and listen and listen again. It does something to my mind. And believe me, I'm coming from, I don't even want to go there. I'm coming from a lot, right? We all have our allotness that is following us, that comes pointing at us in form of traumas and all of that. But each of those webinars, every time I go back to them or every time I listen to them, they are always a pointer to something new in my life. They're always a pointer to something I have to take care of. Honor as a skill. We also have rest as a skill. There is also understanding the seasons of life. That one also made me know that because somebody is somewhere high up doesn't mean I won't get there. But this is where I am now. What do I need for my family? What do I need for my family? What do I need for my children to thrive at every point in time? You know, honor as a skill taught me so many things. I had to unlearn so many things I was doing that I felt were okay. You know, this mentality of I am okay, that is how I do it. I had to drop so many things. I had to drop them. So much that people around me even started feeling like, asking questions. Oh, what's happening? Go and check her out. And they'll be like, oh, in the time past. Do you understand? When people start referring to you in the time past, forget it. You will know that there's a whole lot of things, a whole lot of changes that has happened. You know, I also love this one. This one that has to do with communication, creating family. What's this?
Creating family, solving family problems through effective communication.
No, that's the book. That's a book. I think there was a webinar like that. We had a webinar like that.
Yes.
Wow. I learned so much. It made me understand that the family, if in any relationship, be it the family or even every other relationship, friendship, the friendship should be much more important than whatever issues you have around. So you should address the issue, not the person involved. And in addressing the issues, there are ways of addressing the issues. Coach, I learned a lot. And the very latest one, raising girl with sense. Yeah. Coach, raising girl with sense. I have listened to that webinar 3 times. 3 good times. 3 good times. The 3rd time that I was listening to it, my daughter was also listening. And before you know it, I didn't know she had picked the biro and was writing. She was writing. After she came to me, Mommy, see, I have picked this. I said, it's my webinar now. What happened? You know, but she took away a lot of things there. And I'm so glad. Inner circle. If you're not in the inner circle, I don't know where you are. Seriously, I don't know where you are. If you're not in the inner circle, I don't know where you are.
Amazing. We have Falilat live, and Falilat just shared her top 3 webinar. Then she added 2 extra. Did you see it? That's what happens when you've been in the yard for 5 years. Top 3 webinar, then 2 other extra. And if we leave her, she will go extra. And it's interesting that she actually, talks about honor as a skill, as a favorite webinar. I know, so people like Falilat has probably listened to honor as a skill for 4 years. So, so every year, yarders who have been in the yard for that long come to me and say, honor as a skill, what happens to it every year? Because every year when I listen, it's as if I've never listened to honor as a skill. And, that has really changed who I am. And that has really changed the way that I do things. And one of the things that someone said to me was, I thought that honor, because I was from a particular part of the country, I understood honor. But when you taught it, I was like, In fact, at the first time she saw Anna as a skill, she was like, this Igbo woman, what's she going to teach me about honor? Me, I come from a place where, honor is revered. So when she was done, she knew that what she knew was just, was just nothing. And then she talked about the very seasons of life. If you are outside of the yard, you are coming into the yard. Prepare for the seasons of life. Because as you're listening, you realize why you are where you are. You realize what you're doing where you are doing, and you will realize how you are going to get to where you're going to. That's one thing I love about the seasons of life.
Exactly.
Dig deep and get you to the point where you're going to be old. And every time
Mm.
when currently my parents are around and I'm looking at them, and I say to myself, my season of life, this is the next season. I had a session with someone, a mentee of mine, and I was sitting in that session with her. And she said to me, Coach, I'm 44 and I'm going to be 60 in the next 16 years.
Hmm.
And it was a light bulb moment for me. Like 16 years only, and you're 60. And that's one of the things that the inner circle does for you. It helps you to get you to the point where you are actually able to think deeper. And then she said, rest as a skill. Rest as a skill came live by Coach Etima. And Etima was able to actually put life into rest as a skill. So rest as a skill was a very new webinar that came live. It was part of the new curriculum. So if you're wondering, the inner circle, if you've been in the inner circle 3 years ago and you disappear and you come in, you'll be shocked because the overhaul is something else. You will not even understand where you are. It has happened to many others. Yeah. And at the end of the day, one of the things that rest as the skill did, it was a deliverance session. It wasn't just this, it was people's souls were delivered, as far as I'm concerned. And then she added the building, that webinar was building communication systems, right? Family communication systems. That was that webinar, and it was amazing. Very, very amazing. And she now added raising the girl with sense is a recent webinar. Also new on the block kind of webinar that just happened today. We're having a webinar today in the inner circle. It's a webinar that happened before, but it has evolved. As in, totally, I was building it, recently. I was like, what's happening here? It has been overhauled. So if you knew that webinar last year, right? Transformational family, from transactional to transformational, it has now moved from transformational to transcendent. So we're going to now be talking about the transcendent family dynamics. Yeah. That's what happens in the inner circle. All right. So yes, I'm not going to give you inside gist. You want inside gist, you want to be inside that space. And yes, that was it. Raising the Girl with Sense is the title of my upcoming book. That book shattered my head. Like when you're writing a book and you are screaming and jumping and speaking in tongues. That's what that book did to me. Raising the Girl with Sense. And then it's one of our inner circle webinars. It was for every single one of us. So thank you again for joining me. If you are not in the inner circle, Falilat said, I don't know where you are. Where are you exactly? You need to be here. Thank you so much. So Falilat, tell us in clear terms, what have been your, what have been the things that have happened to you in the inner circle that you want to point out? Be it in your family, be it in your workplace, be it, and you've been able to use the strategies that you've learned, and you are able to actually turn around things. Over to you.
So many of them. So many of them. But the first one, let me say, the first year, that very first year that I joined the inner circle, where I knew that I was in the right journey, right? This parenting of any small thing, just is the cane that we do it now. In fact, I did it so much that I have one. No, it takes time before I beat, but when I will beat you, yourself, you will know. I'll just hang it here. It's right. It's hung right somewhere beside somewhere in my room. And in the night, you know, when you are shaking and you got up, you want to use the ladies, and my eyes just went to that cane. In between when I went into the ladies and came back, I was just hearing your voice in my head. Falilat, what are you doing with that cane still hung up on the wall? What are you still doing with that cane there? And from the ladies, I just went in and I removed the cane and I dropped it. I dropped the cane, and that was it for me. Since that year, I stopped using the cane because inner circle made me understand the place of discipline differently from punishment. Discipline is structure. Discipline is putting certain consequences in place according to the child's age and not inflicting pain as in punishment. I was actually punishing instead of disciplining the children. You understand? So that's one. There's also a place of connection before correction. And this one, I have used it a lot around me. I have used it a lot around me. In the office, at home, with my other relationship, I have come to recognize that connection is more important than the correction you want to carry out. Once you are connected with someone, if you are bringing in the correction, they see it from your angle, or even if it's from their angle, both of you come to an understanding, and then you move towards a better plan or a better way. You understand? And then I also understand the place of communication. Is it in the family? Is it in my work? See, I keep saying all of these things, but the truth is they are actually working on me because I am seeing the results around me. Let me give you an instance. In the office, let's even, I'm shifting out of the family now. In the office, I have this person that used to be very, very, you have some guys that they will just be like, why is a female my supervisor? Why is a female my superior? And it's coming from the angle of, I'm going to frustrate this woman. So when I got to the branch, I noticed everything, and I was just looking. In the initial time, I'll run back to my supervisor. Hey, yes, I see what is happening. See, one day I just looked at myself, say, how many times do you want to start running around? For how long will you start running back? The man said he has his own load. He has put you here to manage these people. Think of how you can manage this one, that your work will not be staying. That's how I went back to the connection aspect of it. And before you know it, I started those small gimmicks. I was connecting with him. I would go to his table, we'll gist, we'll talk. In fact, I even gave him a nickname. Once I call him that nickname, he will be happy, we smile, we laugh, and all of that. And before you know it, believe me, today, myself and the guy are best of friends. We are best of friends. Considering the attitude that he brought, he wanted to frustrate, he wanted to, do you understand? But today, so that gave me an insight into, okay, so this thing, I'm equally practicing it with the children. Once you notice a tantrum and everything, there's a way you try and connect. You don't just go, oh, haywire, okay, you're bringing it this way, let me give it to you this, it will not work. It will not work. In fact, it will aggravate issues, all right? It also helped me, Inner Circle has also helped me in improved personal growth. Relationship with children, relationship with co-workers, relationship with friends, and even families. I mean extended families. All right. Inner Circle also helped me understand that there's a place, there's a process to talking to my children pertaining certain life skills. Coach, I am not one person that will sit down with a child and talk about sex and sex conversations. I am not. I
Mm,
am not. I know it exists right in my
mm,
head, but I'm not that person that will be bold enough to do it.
mm,
But inner
mm,
circle taught me how to go about it. I do it
mm.
freely. In fact, when they go out now and they come back, when they are taught anything in school, they just come and talk to me. Okay, the other day, a friend was asking me, how do you get your daughter to tell you all of these things?
Mm,
We're on phone and my daughter was trying to, I said, no, hold on. So, and the friend was somebody I can just relay everything to. So I was now asking her because it's related to some things, and I asked her a question around that. I said, how are you able to? How is your daughter able to come and tell you all of these things? I said, there's a way to it, and by the grace of God, that my friend is also a member of the inner circle. She joined this year.
awesome.
She joined this year. So, like that, like that, like that, like that, I can do sex conversations. I am relaxed. I know the things to tell my children part time. I know
Mm,
how to go about things. See,
mm.
okay, the following year that I joined the inner circle, my son entered into a new school. He entered GS1. And do you know what happened to him? He got a love letter from a girl right in his class. Coach, the old me will go haywire. Hey, Shaitan have entered this house. Say, Shaitan have entered this house. We
Mm,
have to beat this Satan out. This girl
mm.
gave you this letter. You cannot go and report her. You cannot, I'll just be up and everywhere. I'll go to the school, do this, make noise. I just looked at him. The first day I heard, I didn't see anything. I just kept my calm. I was thinking, how will I handle this thing? What will I do? Following day, was it the following day or like 2 days after I called him? I said, Guy, this is what I heard though, and this is
Mm.
what is going on. And I have a copy, I have the letter with me. See the letter. How best do you think, coach? I said, how best do you think we can handle this? And the guy was looking at me. He didn't know what to do. 11-year-old, of course, he didn't know what to do. I said, okay, no problem. You are the one that will handle this thing. And you know what you will do? You will go back to the school. You will go and tell the girl that all of these things she has listed in this letter is not possible. There's a reason you are in school. Tell me the reason you are in school. The guy said to study for our academics. I said, very good. So you tell the girl you are in school for academic purpose. That's number one. Number
Mm.
two, what you want to start doing is sinful. It's sinful. If you do it, you are sinning to God and you are sinning to man. If your teachers catch you, they can expel or even punish you. You wouldn't know the consequence that will be coming from. Because the girl actually wrote it in the letter that there's a way they will not be caught. They will go to the
Ah,
back
ah,
of class, steal a
ah,
kiss. It was that bad, coach.
ah.
It
Me.
was that bad. They will steal a kiss. They will come back. There is a way they would, and all of that. I mean, it was that terrible. It took me like 2-3 days before I could bring myself together to think of what to do. And then thirdly, you tell her, this one that you're telling her, oh, if she did not desist from it, you yourself, you will go and report her to the teachers. And that was exactly what the guy did. He said, I will not follow you to school. You will go and resolve it. And that was what he did. And believe me, since then, the girl rested. Today, I can say they are friends, right? Because the girl turned out, it was their first time
Wow.
in yes, one that it happened.
Yes.
And the girl turned out to be top student in their class. I think she's the
Wow.
first or second student, the first or
Wow.
second best student in their class up till now. So every time I am laughing, I'll say, I hope you are reading together, you are doing this and all of that. And when I want to turn to the boy, I say, hey, and that letter, I hope people are not going to say, mommy, that one I've finished now. That one I've finished now. So I was able to have the way I am. Even me, I'm glad that I didn't go to school and go, hey, why, hey, there's the girl, hey, you know, I would have messed up. Coach, I would have messed up the relationship. And when the girl sees me today, she will be the first to come and run. Mommy, she will greet me, she will do this, and she's
Oh, wow.
comfortable around everybody. We didn't embarrass her, but at least
Oh,
we
wow.
handled it. Nobody in the school knew anything went wrong. I'm not even sure she knew that I was the one that taught my son, but she would have seen something in the tall, handsome boy, because that was her language. You're tall, you're handsome. I said,
That's
this
true.
girl at 12, 13, why are you, 11, 12? What's all this? So things are happening. Coach, things are happening. Things are happening. Even within our environment. Terrible things are happening. We've seen close family members abuse children. We've seen a whole lot is happening. We've seen neighbors. Look at this one that happened in school. How would I have been able to handle it? If not the calmness that I learned in the inner circle, a normal me would dabaru everything. I would just, honestly, coach, hey, the girl will not hear it, oh. The girl will not hear it. The girl will not hear it. Why? Want to come no, not around here. But thank God we're able to handle it in that way. And then the inner circle also addressed so many family struggles. So many family struggles. Is it from people's experiences? People will come into the yard and share how they experienced this and they were able to navigate it. That will be a pointer to you. Sometimes you even find the things they are sharing, you also have something similar around you, and you take from their wisdom and you are able to apply it. In the time past, I don't know that I have to create time. You also taught me that parenting, I need time. I have time. Okay, that's one of the first slogan that you put in my mouth. I have time to parent my children. I have time. Otherwise, considering the type of my job, the time will not come. The time will not come. And you know, coach, these days, in the last 2-3 years, I have learned to schedule my annual leave during the long holiday. So during the long holiday, towards the last 3-4 weeks, we are together, we are sharing, we are learning the puzzles, all of those, the games, the educational games, the books. Every Saturday morning, we have something that we are listening to, that we are taking our lessons from. Like that. I know the time that I am in my parenting. I know the things I should be doing. I know how I should formulate my home to suit the things that I need now. You understand, coach? And then I understand where I am, right? I also have different stories from the groups. The self-discipline is there. That's why I can be everywhere. I run an online business. I mean, even our customers in the bank, they see me and say, "Madam, how do you do these things?" Some of them will be like, "Haja, you left the office yesterday and we are seeing you online again already." I say, how do you do it? How do you do it? Some come into my inbox, some women come into my inbox and they'll be like, the way you are going all over the place, how do you manage with this type of work? And considering the peculiarity of my family type too, I am just there and I am at rest. I am doing what I need part time, no giri, no rush. And at the same time, I'm not dropping my children anyhow. There's an insult in my language. When they see children misbehaving, they say your parent just left you. I am not doing that type of parenting. No. You just be growing, don't die. Once you don't die, you will be okay. No. Yeah, there's no space for that type of parenting. Despite that I have a peculiar type of family, I am not leaving my children to chance. I'm
Yeah.
not doing one. There's no chance for that.
Mm,
There is structure in place. Inner circle gave me structures. It gave me
mm,
understanding of where I am part time. It gave me
mm,
understanding of what I need to do. It gave me understanding of how I need to navigate certain challenges so that I don't get myself burned out. Okay,
mm,
so please get into the yard. Get into the
mm.
yard. I know quite a number of you are listening to me. Get into the yard. If you are not in the inner circle, it's not about, see, many times I even wish that I know inner circle before I started having my children, because I would have been prepared way ahead. Look at my baby, my last born. I call him inner circle baby. The way
Mm,
he behaves is entirely different. And when we get into an environment, people notice him very quickly. Very quickly,
mm.
they will start saying things. They will start saying things. Despite they will start saying, I said, it is inner circle. I have coach.
Mm. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Falilat's journey is so, so amazing. Right? You are listening to Falilat Adeyemi-Salami. And yes, Falilat is here sharing her journey on my intentional parenting journey. And Falilat is talking about the different aspects of, the inner circle for her. She came from where she had a difficult start and she didn't go fighting. See, she's the boss. This kind, there's something we say in the inner circle, it's foolishness to fight. When you fight, I told someone I was counseling yesterday, I said, you're actually fighting is unwise. Then I told her, I said, if you were Yada, I would have used the word foolishness. But if I used it, you're not going to get it. And she had a very good laugh. Okay, sorry about that. And she had a very good laugh. I said, if we are Yada now, ma, I would have just used the word foolishness, but you're not. So let's use unwise and we're good, right? And she had a laugh, But one of the things that I have realized is that fight when we do not have adequate wisdom to actually support what is happening, and most of the times you find out that when you have what to do, you have the wisdom of how to step in. I have been privileged to stepping into a lot of marriages, being that I have coached people in the past, almost 10 years. My husband is a marriage counselor. Most times, some of those things come to me, and I'm like, you know what? This is what you need to do. Then go and meet, a professional. But most of the times, when I'm looking at it, you find out that some of these things are just the girl without sense, or maybe the man self without sense. Self. All right, that was an. But really, I love how Falila said she was able to handle that stuff. And today, they are best of friends. It makes her work easier, even though she's the boss. But if one person decides to give you grief, Omo, you will be in trouble day in, day out. Number two, she mentioned how she handled her son. Somebody had written letter. She said, I would have just gone to school, scattered everywhere, embarrassed the girl. Shame is not a disciplinary, strategy. Most of us actually were taught shame. Most of us would have actually gone to that school, shamed the girl, shamed the person, shamed even your son, and everywhere. And she said that girl is doing so well. She's one of the best students in the school. She just didn't know any better. Yesterday we had Esther live, and Esther was sharing on her journey, and she was talking about how her 2-year-old daughter was molested by a 9-year-old girl. And she said, I remembered what coach said. He said, a child molesting a child, both of them are victims. And she stepped into the life of that child. And today, the parents of that child are also in the inner circle. So what Falilat has done was just to get to, okay, this girl doesn't know any better. How do I help? And she did not go to school to go and fight. All ye school fighters, you're why? Say that you are foolish because you will say this woman now she has come. You are unwise. You go to school, you are fighting everybody, you are embarrassing people. It's unnecessary. Look at the steez and the grace that she used to actually manage that situation. I was listening to her and I was listening to where she said, "Oh, I now went to meet the girl." She never did. She just called the son. He said, "You know what? This is your issue, Oga. So you are going to go to school and then you're going to deal with this issue yourself. I am only your guide. I don't jump into issues with you. I guide you through it." That's what you get when you are in the yard. Yarders, are you here? And if you're here, here's some fire emojis and send Madam Falilat her flowers. Trust me, that was really on point. I love the composure that you get, that the peace that the inner circle gives you, because even when you run into trouble, you are, there's just something about your journey that just, settles you in. You're not everywhere. It was Emily from Zambia who was sharing her journey, and she said, everywhere, gritty, 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 gritty. And she said she thought I was just screaming. She was just calm. It was Pastor Chibuzo. Pastor Chibuzo was talking about his son. I said, my son is having all those, doing head here, putting head here, and he's handling it with so much grace. This guy, your father is somewhere getting wisdom. So relax. We're going to deal with this with a whole lot of grace and wisdom. And the child is responsible. I'm sure most of the children will just be looking at you. What's happening? Sometimes all you just need to do is to even deal with you. Most times, scratch that all the time. What you need to do is to deal with you. The moment you are able to deal with you, then you are able to actually walk through with a whole lot of grace and without you being overwhelmed. I'm sure that if you followed my intentional parenting journey over the days and seen all the others that have come live, there's something that is evident in their life. The rest, the lack of
Yes.
overwhelm, the
Mm.
comfort, the settlement. Is it perfect? They don't have a perfect. They've just been able to share a perfect perspective to their life. And that's all. That's all. Are you wondering, are they really in this country, in this Nigeria? Yes, we are. We have
Yeah.
just been able to carve
Yeah.
wisdom for ourselves where we are not in that whole giri, and we don't create drama that eventually cause trauma to our children. And and then lastly, she talked about collective intelligence. And that's what we call it. The intelligence that comes from being in a community. Sometimes I'm scrolling through the inner circle, systems. I'm the most privileged. I'm in all the groups. So of course, I'm able to see what everybody does. Sometimes I just see something someone does. I'm like, come on, I'm going to try this, right? And then I put it up and run it through, and it revolutionizes my own journey. Like I tell you others all the time, I'm also on a journey. I'm a parent. So it's not like I have reached where I'm going. And like the governor will say, it doesn't end. He says, fatherhood. When you're done with mentorship in fatherhood, you become an angel. In your angelic form, you begin to pray, you begin to support, you begin to appear. Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. How do you
Mm.
appear when you don't have what it is that is required for your appearance? When you become an angel on your journey as a parent. Our parents should have been angels, but they didn't have what it takes to take the
Mm.
position of that angelic form. It becomes a real problem. It becomes a real gap. Falilat, I'm going to ask you a question. Someone asked me recently. The person said, I'm not a Christian and I want to join the inner circle. Will I feel out of place? Over to you, Falilat.
Coach, that question, that question is there's well, let me not say there's no place for it because before we join the inner circle, it's normal for you to
Hmm.
ask. But then I also I ask this question: what is religion? What is religion? And when I say what is religion, religion in my definition is basically two things. Two things. The first one is your relationship with God, and then the second one is your character. These two things, if you can get them right, then you say you are a religious person. Why am I saying this? Inner circle gives room for both of these things. Inner circle gives room for both of these things. Fine, once in a while, teachings can come from the Bible, but then if you look very well, most of those teachings are also in the Quran. So how do I do it? Once I see a teaching, I go into the Quran and see how it can apply to my family. I bring it on and domesticate it to my own family need. Right? Is it how to be close to God? Inner circle teaches spirituality. Is it how to navigate life? Inner circle teaches you how to navigate life. I mentioned them earlier. How to navigate the challenges in life, your emotions. Think about it. Inner circle teaches them. Your character, inner circle teaches them. And it is even about you first. You are the first point. See, I came into the inner circle because I needed to take care of my children, but I ended up being taken care of. I was reparented first. My parents were doing many of those things, but it was not as structured as we have it in the inner circle. Believe me. So if you're thinking of how it's going to affect, I have most of the people that have joined through me are actually Muslims, and we are not seeing it's not affecting our faith. Let me say, it's not. In fact, it deepens our faith, because you have to go and do research. Inner circle will get you thinking. Inner circle will get you thinking. You'll be a thinking parent, so that you can have thinking children around you. So believe me, it's not about religion. It's not that religious something that will now cage you out of your own belief. No. In fact, it will deepen your belief in Islam. Because we need it, really. We need it. The Holy Quran said, Rabbana waja'alna lil muttaqina imaman. Oh Allah, make us leaders among men, among righteous men. You want to breed your children to be leaders, and you are not in an environment where you can learn about it. So what are we saying? You are not in an environment where you can learn about it. What are we saying? You need to be in that environment. The inner circle gives you a whole lot. It gives you a whole lot, honestly. It applies to your life, to your children, to your relationship, to your religion, even deeper. It applies to your religion deeper. All right? You need the Rujala. Rujala still is like our Gen Zs call it now, the strength, the inner strength. Inner circle will give you that inner strength, because it will build you from within. So please, to everyone having that question, inner circle is a place to be. Inner circle is a place to be. You are praying to Allah to give you children that will rule the world, and you are not working towards it. You refuse to train that child in the way that men are made. What are we now saying? Men, don't get it wrong. Male and men is a different thing entirely. Men, you need strength. I'm trying to emphasize it so that we see the importance of being in the inner circle. Please, it's not affecting. In fact, it deepens our faith. More so, the prophet said, seek for knowledge far and wide.
Right.
Far
Hmm.
and wide. I
Hmm.
don't know. Somehow I happen to read a lot of Psalms and Proverbs.
Hmm.
If you look at the teachings of the prophet, it's also taught us to believe in the holy books. It is one of the faiths of the pillars of the faith of Islam, that we should believe in the holy books. So I
Hmm.
read a lot of Psalms and Proverbs, and if you look at those books, they have a whole lot of teachings about life there. They
Yeah.
have a whole lot of teachings about life. So the
Yeah.
things that are happening there are also in the Quran. If you look at any name that coach will mention in the inner circle, you have them.
Yeah.
Is it Musa? Is it Isa? Is it
Hmm.
Jacob? Is it
Hmm.
David? You have the Islamic version of
Version
them in
of
the
it.
Quran, or that would have been mentioned during the time of the prophet. So the
Hmm.
inner circle is a place to be, please. It is a place to be. You learn the principles that will strengthen you physically, it will strengthen you mentally, it will strengthen you spiritually.
Hmm.
Honestly, many times when coach teaches some things, I have to go into the Quran and look for what is the same thing. Without those teachings, I may not ordinarily have sit down to go and do those research. And we
Hmm.
ask, what is in it in the Quran? What is in it according to the teachings of our holy prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi
Hmm.
wasallam? You know,
Hmm.
so please, inner circle is a place to be. It's not something that will make your faith reduce. In fact, it will strengthen your faith as a true Muslim.
Thank you so much for that, Falilat. Falilat is a masterpiece woman. And let me tell you something about the masterpiece. It is 100% from the Bible principles. But, it was when she reached out to me, she said, Ma, I can apply this thing, as in the way it is, what it is, and all the things that the teachings are. If you are a spiritual person, I'm not talking about just religious, someone who understands their relationship with God. Inner circle will revolutionize your relationship with God, basically,
Honestly.
because you will be challenged. I will challenge you. My spirituality has teased a lot of it. I will
Uh,
challenge you, like challenge you. You wake up and you are thinking, are we reading the same Bible? Are we reading the same things? Are we in this place together? You'll be so challenged if that is what it is. So when people say, "Oh, training up a child in the way quote the Bible, spread the word," I say that's the least of your problems when it comes to parenting. That you will see deep insights that will shock you. If there is one gift that I have been given, if the gift to be able to look at scriptures and bring lessons from them, I don't know. It's not something I learned from school. It's not something I have certificate for. It is the gift of knowledge. The gift of knowledge is one of the gifts that the Holy Spirit gives. And the gift of knowledge is something I know that that's my own gift to my generation. The gift of knowledge, the gift of satiety. I was telling MMP women yesterday, say the honor. God, when it says it wants you to search, is a honor of him to search deep things. I just love to search it. I just love to bring it. Alrighty, if you're just listening to me, you are listening to Falilat Adeyemi. We're about rounding up. Falilat Adeyemi-Salami said something. She said to you that inner circle will revolutionize your spirituality. So even if a Muslim, you're a Buddhist. It is principles we share. We are not sharing. The principles can be applied in everywhere. And that's why we have people from different parts of the world in the inner circle. Somebody was asking me, well, how do you register for the inner circle? The details is right on my screen. It's 100,000 naira per year. But we'll talk about that shortly. But Felila, tell me, what would be the first three books that you've read in the inner circle and why?
hmm, the books, I have to say, all of them are relevant because they are saying something about your life at every point in time. The books are relevant. But like everyone, I think connect to correct comes first. Connect to correct. I have the parenting launch plan. I have the raising the independent thinking child and how to love your child more. I have a whole lot of them, but because coach is limiting me to only three, I have to look at them. They are right here. I have them.
Hmm. Awesome.
Two others
Awesome.
are with two others are with one is with my senior colleague in the office. He saw it and he literally collects it. I have to buy another one. I can't even go and start saying bring that one. The other one is with my friend. She said she wants. I said, you, I will not dash you. You will buy your own. As a matter of fact, this inner circle, we are in it together. She's still doing shakara, but last year I noticed that she did the sex educate your child like a pro course. I say it's small, small. It's not by fight. It's by what
No.
we are doing. You see us
Yes,
and you will join
that's
us.
all. That's all.
You will see us and you will join us.
Experience of the gospel is not by force. No, we just
Please,
experience us where you are. Thank you so much, Falilat. And as we begin to round up, Falilat, talk to us. Someone is listening to you now, wondering 100,000 naira for a year. And if I have to join with my spouse, 170,000, why? Somebody
ah,
said, why do I need to pay 100,000? Why? This yellow woman that is here. I saw where Coach Malala was staying with that yellow woman. And the person is just thinking, who is she, Steph? Who they are? What is she, Steph? Why? Why do we need to pay? You know, they just want to collect our money. All these things. Can't we just find all these things online? Over to you, Falila.
yeah. What happens in the inner circle is not online. Oh. Forget about that online. Forget about that online tips and hacks. They are not it. Forget it. And if you are thinking of 100,000, believe me, your first month in the inner circle, your 100,000 is exhausted. You have finished the money. If you are thinking of that money, you have finished it. Is it the welcoming webinar where you will know where your year is going as a family already? Yeah, you want to think about all the subsequent webinars that follow, or the opportunity you have to mix with like minds. Well, and there's an adage in my dialect that says, ẹni tí ó jẹ inú àpáta kò ní wo ẹnu àké. Or simply put, let me say there's also an English version of it that says, whoever wants a pearl will go into the depth of the sea. So if you want the originality in parenting, the originality in parenting, please, the inner circle is a place to be. The TIP inner circle is a place to be. That money is sometimes when I look at the money, is it ordinary that you think I have jumped inside 2025 from now? No, it's not by like that. I have jumped in. You understand? So I know that even that 2025, some new things await me. CIP Inner Circle curriculum is updated if you think you have heard it this year, next year, wait until I told you this is my fourth year. Wait until you come and see some other things. I'll be like, so I'm still here. Let me run with this new one that coach is bringing to us. Please jump in, register, and good enough, the registration fee is not that much. I think you have to pay a minimal amount of 5,000 naira while you spread the balance before 1st of December. So I think it's really, really fair enough. And the amount, please don't look at please don't look at the amount. Just come in first and see. By the time you see for yourself, you will know that with all of the things that you'll be getting within the first max 45-60 days, your 100,000 are finished. Forget it. The 100,000 are finished. Come and learn. The inner circle is the parenting change that you need. When you say there's a change I need to make, or there's a decision that I need to make about my parenting, coming into the inner circle is that change that you need to make. And before you know it, you you will be glad you did.
Amazing, amazing. You have just listened to Falilat Adeyemi-Salami. And yes, it is my intentional parenting journey. She has shared her journey, chronicle. You want to listen to it if you're just coming in. She shared how she managed situations in her office with practical lessons, how she managed situation with her son with practical lessons. She shared how she's been able to apply even in her religion to even become more spiritual with practical lessons. You want to actually catch it here and listen to Falila and how she's been able to manage her life, banking, work, business, family, and yet she comes out with so much seeds. Come on now. Wow, we have flowers. Falila has been able to actually teach us so much this morning. Somebody's asking whether we have physical meetings. The inner circle is a 100% online program. I get to enter a city and I get to meet the others. And that's, it's what it is. That's, what it is that we do. For instance, I'm going to be in Kano over the weekend. And of course, I'm going to meet the others. Why not? And I will be in Lagos next weekend for a TIP summit. You are invited. I will meet the others. I will be in Benin for TIP Summit in October too. I would also meet the others. And I'll be in the UK and I will also meet the others. Come on now. If you are in any of those locations, you can join us. Unfortunately, the TIP Summit Port Harcourt already happened earlier this year, and TIP Summit Lagos already happened. Next year, we'll choose some other city. I saw Emily saying yesterday that, Coach, are you ready to come to Zambia next year? Bring it on, please, the others. We're ready to be anywhere. Whatever it is that you want, you give it to you. All righty. It is my intentional parenting journey with Falilat. I want to say thank you to you, Falilat Adeyemi. Thank you so much. I met Falilat, once at the Masterpiece Retreat this year. Oh, it was such a meeting. Oh, it was such a meeting. And one thing that I would never forget in my life. Thank you so much for the honor. Thank you. You know that I love you. Come on, of course you know.
I love
Thank you
you
so
too.
Thank you so much for being here. I don't take your time for granted. I know what this means for you to be here. I really do appreciate you. Thank you so much. We will let it go now. Thank you. Do you have last words for anyone that is listening to you?
Yeah, it's my pleasure being here. And we've all listened. We can listen and not take action, but not taking action will not be a good one for us. Please join the inner circle. I was listening to Coach the other day in one of her teachings in one of the programs around, and she asked the question, are you raising a Jukes or an Edward? Are you building a mansion or you're building a shanty? Those are the questions to continue to ask yourself. Parenting is not about teeth and heart. Come and learn. Come in. It is not the resources that is available to a man. It is how do you use the resources that matters. It is how you use the resources around you. See, inner circle will find you at your different levels. It's not about I don't have money. If I pay 100,000 now, how will I be able to cope with all those other things? You will have at your own level, you can cope. All the things that are around you, coach will teach you how to use them to build families, to build children that can stand and sit on the table with kings, and you will find rest. You will find transformation spiritually, physically, mentally. Honestly, please come. We are not oversaying it. We are not over talking about this. The inner circle. The inner circle is a program that sells itself. Let me tell you, it's a program that sells itself. But please, we need to come in. We need to come in. You see, we need to come in and experience it. If you are watching and you are feeling like this, when you come in, you will know what we are saying. Come and experience the peace. Come and experience the transformation. And most importantly, come and experience the steez, how to get the steez to do things all around.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Falilat. We're going to let you go now and thank you for your time. Yes, come into the inner circle to experience these things. Come on now. All righty. Thank you. You have just watched Falilat today and Miss Salami. And Hero said, I can't believe I used my data to watch this. I clicked on the live, I got hooked. I couldn't leave the page. How do you leave the page now? Come on now. Of course, please come into the yard and you will see that that will be one of the best things that can happen to you. Not because I'm here telling it or talking about it, it is because it is what it is. The experience of the inner circle cannot be explained. You see, everybody who comes on this life actually comes to share where the inner circle meets them at the point of their need. And that's what the inner circle is. And that's what shows you that the inner circle is heavily spiritually backed. Because, hey, trust me, how do you have 1,000 people share about their journey and it's different things that they are talking about, what it is that the inner circle is for them? Thank you so much for joining me again. I look forward to welcoming you in the yard because, as the chief servant in the yard, I am ready to serve you. And I love. Somebody said the way coach raves about yarders. I say, you don't get it. This yeah, that just gives you joy. I can't even explain it. I'm going to be live with them soon, and trust me, I am excited. It's only the others who give some buzzwords like this, and they're like, "Ah, coach, okay, I have moved from here, I have moved to that place, and all of that." The way others move, oh, it's only others you teach, and they will pick it up and run. Can't you just love? Can't you just love those people? Come on now. You want me to love you this way? Please come. I want to love you. My love is very, very wide, big. I can't wait to see you in the yard. You're thinking, 100K, what's going to happen to me? Hmm. I can assure you that if your 100K remains after 1 month, we are specialized in ensuring that your money is enough. It is a vow my team and I gave. You attend any course, your money is not enough. You attend anything, your money is not enough. You read my book, your money is not enough. You'll be looking for. I want you to owe me that you don't get it. You're looking for how to actually give me more money. But hey, that's it. We are very much interested in your transformation. And remember, while we want you to pay for you to get in, we do not want you to just come in without you being transformed. And that's why the inner circle takes in admission only once a year, 1st of December every year. And after 1st of December, that's our induction day. So on the 1st, registration is on the 30th of November. If you don't get in, you will be out. Not because we don't want your money, but because we want you to actually get what it is that you have paid for. And we want you to also ensure that this transforms you. I have a problem with courses that don't transform. So we don't create courses. No, we don't. We actually create transformations. That's what we do. We actually create systems that you walk through. When you want to change a thing, you pass it through a curriculum. The inner circle curriculum literally strips you. And I've seen men change. I've seen women change. I've seen old people change. I've seen young people change. And it can be you. And trust me, it will change your finances. I've seen people get into the inner circle and start to earn more than they could have imagined. I've seen people get into the inner circle and their life, everything just changes. I have seen people get into the inner circle and their parenting your parenting is the least thing that you will get because every other thing would actually add up to it. So your parenting is automatic. It doesn't have a choice. It must align. So yes, while it is a parenting academy, it is a life academy, like Mr. Ajo said last year. Inner circle is my life. Inner circle is the life that you need, is the process that you need, is the journey that you need to go through. Your 100,000 naira will be worth it. Worth it. Sell your wig and buy wings for your children. You need to sell your good to get in. Sell it. Trust me when I say that. Your wisdom, is actually hinged. Your decision is hinged the knowledge that you have per time. And it's the knowledge you have that will make you. You are a product of your decisions. If your decisions are made without wise choices, you will suffer for them, because the world, nature, actually punishes you for wrong decisions. It never leaves you to go free. So you will pay the price for wrong decisions. And what do you need to make sure that you're making the right one always? Get knowledge. Get knowledge, seek it from afar. Do all it takes to be in the inner circle this year. Cohort 1 to F has already onboarded. We have already, started. Parents have already started getting their resources, getting their stuff, getting ready and seated in the class. You do not want to miss it. See you in the yard. Yarders, are you ready? Are you ready for me today? Are you even ready? Are you guys ready? See you in the yard today, because that particular course, the way it has turned around, you will be wondering what happened. No, I got a lot of inspirations for you today. Right? See you right there in workers' meeting. Dr. Happiness, are you here? Please gather the workers so that we'll be in the meeting. All right. See you tomorrow at 8 a.m. If you are watching me, I will see you at 8 a.m. and we'll have Taiwo Akinwade. Taiwo Akinwade is another Odiada, senior Yada. You want to be here to watch Taiwo's journey. Have an amazing day, everybody, and see you.